before Dagster, we didn't really have a formal orchestration tool, so we had a lot of ad hoc scripts. Nothing was very organized or like kind of was aware of each other.
We started with an Airflow deployment doing most of our main data pipeline orchestration work. We just felt like we needed a more flexible tool than Airflow.
Coming into this, we knew that we needed some kind of orchestration platform to sort of overlay against all those jobs and sort of bring them all together and be able to express those dependencies between them.
We thought about using Airflow. We thought about just using Celery. Ultimately, what we liked about Dagster was the composability of ops and graphs and jobs.
The observability has also really enabled our engineers to quickly diagnose issues and view progress on their own. They don't have to ask me to go look into why a job is taking so long or if something's failed.
The reliability of our pipelines is a lot stronger now with Dagster, just with how things are put together and built, which makes us spend less time fixing things and more time building new things.
Dagster, from what I've seen, has been really good at being there when we need it to be and then getting out of the way. So like Dagster has been reliable. We've been able to trust it to just get the jobs done.
Being able to operate multi-cloud with taking advantage of different clouds and different vendors and their underlying compute for the best possible use case for each scenario is super important for us.
We've actually been able to extend Dagster's core functionality to do things like coordinating between Dagster and other tools that we're working with.
The out-of-the-box GitHub branch deployments is a brilliant feature for developers, and not just for the hardcore developers, but for the sort of like the people who kind of wander into our data platform and want to deploy a Python process. Being able to make code changes, push them into a pull request, and then go look at the changes in Dagster and run a dummy job, it's a game changer.
I think there's a lot of promise with software-defined assets. Flips it from being job-oriented, function-oriented, etc., to being asset-oriented. It frames it in a way that is more intuitive to the human mind, I think, really makes Dagster as a framework sort of stand apart from the other existing frameworks.
It could list all the benefits regarding, more testable code and more observability in the pipelines. But I think the most interesting one to observe was the sheer fun factor, where I could very clearly see that the developers were just much happier to work with it.
The UI was really sleek and lots of eye candy, which is really nice.
It gives you a simplicity on the far side of complexity, which is to say that there's a considerable amount of complexity and really great engineering work that's gone into the product. But in the end, it's so that the interface that developers have to use and that coders have to use is as simple as possible, but no simpler.
It was really simple to get up to speed. I had a quick walkthrough with the teammate, was able to get up and going pretty quickly setting up.
Right now we're onboarding some new people onto data engineering, and I think it's made bringing them up to speed a lot easier and a lot quicker.
It abstracts away lots of principles that I kind of had in the back of my mind but couldn't put into words in data engineering, and essentially gives us the freedom to work with them in a way that makes sense.
The Dagster team has been really awesome. I would say that was another big selling point when we were looking at orchestrators.
The Dagster folks have been incredibly generous with their time with us. So we've had an amazing experience working with people like Rex and others in the Dagster Slack.
In the Slack community, just anytime we have a question, people are super quick to answer us and help us out.
I've had multiple feature requests, just little tweaks that I'd like to see be addressed within a week or two of posting them on the Dagster Slack channel.
It's probably the smartest collection of human beings I've ever met in my entire life. No joke. They just hustle. They just know how to get stuff done. The rate at which the Dagster team is shipping things is phenomenal. They've definitely proven to me that they're capable of shipping extremely high quality software.
It's just something that has been built with the current needs of data engineering in mind.
Dagster just has that level of flexibility that I really see a future where we can lean into using Dagster to drive, at least coordinate everything.
We're planning on continuing to use Dagster as one of the cornerstone pieces of infrastructure that we use for effectively all data-related tasks.
Is the one orchestration framework out there that always puts the developer and the stakeholder first.